Dark Spectre Designworks. We make it. Howdy, folks. Today we're going to be taking a look at Marvel Legends What If, the Hydra Stomper. We're also going to be doing a full customization of this guy. So be sure to stay tuned to after the review of that process. So let's take a look at the packaging. This is a chunky boy. He's got to be several pounds. Alrighty, nothing crazy, same old Marvel Legends stuff, just bigger. Well, let's crack them open. Kaboom! Excuse me. So he's got his backpack jetpack. So for the customization aspect of this guy, I'm going to lean very heavy into the World War II aspect of him. Give him lots of battle damage. Some rust effects, some washes, and some other little surprises and ideas that I have. Let's see if it works out or not. Okay. Alright, let's take a look. Let's see, comes with some blast effects. Dose of these. These look like very similar to what Iron Man comes with, I believe. I don't really do MCU, but he's got his jetpack. Nice detail. There's two of those. And Captain Carter handle. And he's got two fists. Let me reset the camera here. I'll be right back.
There's new action in the universe from Marvel superheroes.
Spider-Man! Dr. Octopus!
I'll bend Dr. Octopus in half, Captain America. No time, Hawk. My shield will cut him down to size.
Meet your doom, Surfer. Not so fast, Doom. Take him, Surfer.
Marvel superheroes are each sold separately from Toy Biz.
Alrighty, let's take a look at the big guy himself. Now he's cast in this olive army drab green. Some darker paint up here. Some also darker paint up here on his shoulders. Got some blue paint on his eyes and arc reactor. He's got a wrist gun, which I always like. Brown up here, brown on his belt, or whatever you want to call this thing. Assuming it helps hide articulation. Nice rivets, some more handles. And yeah, this dude is heavy. Some chunky calves. Some like tread detail on his wrist, forearm there. Stomper booty. Got an antenna up here. Does that come out? No. Alright, let's see how he moves around. Head can go up that far. Down. Rotate. Nice pivot. Looks like that's a double ball joint in there. Doesn't look like it actually. Shoulder pads get out of the way. Wow, look at that. That's pretty impressive. Big old honking ball joint there. 360. About 90-degree bend on the elbow. These hands go in and out. He's got a diaphragm swivel. Rotates 360. Get some pivot out of that. Go back about that far. Can you go forward? Let's see. Yep. Forward about that far. Do the splits. Forward only about that far. Well, let's see. Does he have... Kind of has... What's in there? Kind of dropped down a little bit. I wonder if... Okay. Get it out a little farther than that. Looks like a double joint in there. Let's see. No. Well, is it? Maybe. Whoops. No, it doesn't really matter because he can only go back about that far because of his big calf plate thing. Anything here? No. He does have a thigh swivel, 360. For the feet, he can go... What do we got going on in there? Okay, so they can rotate up in here. And then he's got movement in the front, so up to about that far. Not a whole lot back. But he's got a great swivel. So yeah, he's pretty damn awesome, just as is. But I think we can do a little bit better. Let me get somebody to compare him with. Uno momento, por favor. Okay. Now, to be honest, he's a little tough to stand with that jetpack backpack thingamabobber on. Just FYI. But he can get into some decent poses. He is about 9.5-ish inches, maybe 9 3/8. Oh, US, please switch to the metric system. It's so much better. And here he is with a deluxe class Transformer. Stand up. There we go. And with a female Marvel Legends. Sorry, I don't have the rest of the What If wave, but so yeah, like I said, we're gonna be customizing this guy. Got a lot of potential here. We're gonna lean heavy into the World War II theme. Give him a nice wash, some rust effects, some bunch of battle damage. Gonna do some cool. I believe they were called sharks. The paint job on the front of jets, with the mouth and the eyes on his jetpack. Maybe some red skull, little kill counts, and maybe a little surprise featuring Miss Carter. But yeah, shout out to my buddy Matt, aka Foxhound, for giving me this idea. He collects Transformers and a couple other things. Said he saw it in the stores and gave me the idea to do this, and was able to grab him on sale at Target. So I'm like, yeah, what the hell, I'll do it. And of course, after he told me about it, I saw a couple other YouTubers do something similar. But whatever, it's okay. It's a big world out there, right? I'm gonna do something a little different than they did, though. So stay tuned. Alrighty, just starting out with a wash here. Same old, you've seen it a million times. Slop it on and just wipe it off. I'm tending to go pretty heavy with this just because I want him to be nice and oily and greasy and grimy. I'm using a mixture of black and some dark brown as well. I'm just working on his jetpack here, along with his hands. Here I'm just using some high grit sandpaper just to knock down some of the highlights and stuff. Also removing any excess wash with that. I'm also using a little bit of 70% isopropyl alcohol and a Q-tip to do the same thing. Here I'm just using a Vallejo paint to fill in some of his, what do you want to call it, mouth grill, I guess. The wash didn't quite sink in there as much as I'd like, so I really want that to stand out. And also filling in the vent holes on his main gun here. And I'm just using some silver to fill in some of the battle damage. Obviously, if he got beat up there, the bare metal would be exposed. Here I'm just using a paint marker to do the same thing. This is mostly for like the edges and the rivets. It's a lot easier with a marker than with a brush. Just think about where he'd get, beat up and scuffed up and banging into stuff, and basically any high points. Here I'm just painting the tips of the jetpack red. Just add a little bit of color variation. And I want some of the green and the silver and such to come through, so I'm going a little sloppy on purpose. I'm just filling in a couple panels with some red, just to break them up a little bit. No real reason for it, but aesthetic choices. And here I'm just painting the arc reactor and his eyes a bright blue. You can also see I added some rust effects. Apologies, the footage got corrupted, or I didn't hit record or something because I don't have it. But yeah, for that I like to use a burnt sienna or a shade of brown mixed with some copper to give it a metallic edge, and a little bit of like a bright yellow or a light orange, just to make it look a little rustier. Kind of depends on what you're going for, but I tend to like brighter colored rust. Here I'm just cutting out the shark mouth for his jetpack. Like I said, I'm leaning heavy into the World War II theme of this, so a lot of the World War II pilots painted these on their planes and such, so I thought it would be fitting. First place I wanted to put it was not the jetpack, but it was not working anywhere else on him, so... And this is just, normal printer paper. And I will use some Mod Podge to attach it. And I'm going to get started on the base. I already glued a piece of foam to MDF, and now I'm going to work on the top parts of the base. This is all XPS foam, the Pink Panther foam from your home center. And my goal with this is to make it look like a smoldering crater, if that makes any sense. Like a bomb slammed into the ground and it's all disheveled and broken up and smoldering from underneath. I don't know if it really makes a whole lot of sense, but I thought it would look cool. This is kind of a, no, not a waste, but it didn't end up going with this initial look. Just what didn't really, well, look right. Here I'm just mixing up some Mod Podge, sand, and paint to give it a rocky texture. Starting to work on the electronics here. Like I said, I wanted to go with like a smoldering. In order to do that, I wanted to get some like animations with the LEDs, and you could do that with controller boards and stuff like that. But that's a little above my skill set here. So I found these tea lights for like, I don't know, I think they're like 20 for like $6 or something like that. Super simple. There's actually no wiring inside, so you basically just pop the plastic apart and you got yourself a little flickering flame LED. I'm just soldering a resistor here. There's a whole like formula you can use. A lot of LEDs need about 3 to 5 volts. I think these are 3 volts because that's what the voltage of the battery that came with them are, and there was no resistors or wiring built into them. So these resistors generally work pretty well. I'm not sure what their technical info. I'm not an electronics guy, that's for sure. But I can do simple basic stuff, but that's about it. Now, if I just wired these up to a 3-volt battery pack, I wouldn't really need the resistors, but I'm planning on using a USB connection with this, so you have a variety of options to power it, whether you want to use a battery pack or plug it into a power brick. I'm not a big fan of collectibles or statues or anything like that that are battery powered because, well, sure, you turn them on, it looks cool for a few minutes, but after that, the battery dies, and then you're just kind of SOL. So I wanted to give whoever ends up buying this options, so... And here I'm just painting it again with the same mixture of sand, Mod Podge, and paint, and adding a little bit of baking soda to add some texture. I was getting low on sand, so baking soda doesn't work too well, but it has a little bit to it. And as you can see, I added some more foam on top to give it a more cratered look, I suppose you could say. And here's me doing my fancy salt impression. I got a couple different grain sizes of sand, so add some variety. And now that I'm looking at it right now, it kind of looks like a gross hamburger patty, but that'll be fixed in a little bit, as you'll see. I'm just giving it a pat, just to get it into the paint and glue, paint Mod Podge mixture. And then give it about 24 hours to dry. Now what you want to do is hit it with a dry, new brush to get off any loose sand particles. Little tease there. Now I'm just adding a wash. A little too light and want it to look a little more burnt and decayed. I'm just popping off the masking tape here to reveal the lights. And just some dry brushing to bring out the details. And that about does it, folks. Thank you very much for watching. Like I said, this guy is available for sale in my Etsy shop. Link is in the description. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Patreon's available if you're interested. Boy.